SpaceX just carried out the first full test flight of its upgraded Starship V3 rocket, and it was one of the most dramatic launches the company has pulled off so far. The massive rocket lifted off from Starbase in Texas, standing an incredible 407 feet tall, making it one of the biggest and most powerful rockets ever built. The Super Heavy booster fired up 33 engines, while the upper stage used 6 more, creating an unbelievable amount of thrust as the vehicle climbed into the sky. Even though one booster engine failed to ignite at launch, the rocket still cleared the tower smoothly and continued its ascent without major issues. As the engines thundered across the Texas coast, Starship quickly gained speed and altitude. Just a few minutes after liftoff, the stages separated high above the Gulf. The upper stage Starship continued its journey towards space, while the booster attempted to return back down to Earth. SpaceX was hoping for a controlled descent and a gentle splashdown in the Gulf, but things didn't quite go according to plan. The engines needed for the booster's landing burn failed to relight correctly, causing the massive booster to lose control, tumble through the atmosphere, and eventually crash into the ocean. But the mission was far from over because all eyes quickly turned to the upper stage Starship. This part of the flight was packed with important test objectives. The ship carried 20 dummy Starlink satellites along with 2 real satellites equipped with cameras, designed to capture footage of the heat shield during flight. During ascent, one of the 6 Raptor engines shut down unexpectedly, but the remaining 5 engines continued performing well enough to push the vehicle close to its planned altitude of around 195 kilometers. Once in position, Starship successfully released all of the satellites right on schedule, before beginning its long flight path out over the Indian Ocean. As the spacecraft re-entered Earth's atmosphere, glowing plasma surrounded the vehicle, while flight controllers monitored every move. The ship flipped into position and carefully stabilized itself, using a series of precise burns as it descended lower and lower. In the final moments of the mission, Starship performed its signature belly flop maneuver and touched down in the ocean exactly where engineers intended for this test. But right after impact, the vehicle exploded. That might sound like a disaster, but this was actually expected. The goal of the mission was to gather as much data as possible while testing the brand new hardware under real flight conditions. And SpaceX considered the splashdown phase part of that experiment. Back at Starbase, the company was also testing an upgraded launch pad setup during the mission. Despite the unbelievable forces generated during liftoff, the launch infrastructure held together successfully, which was a huge win for future launches. The entire mission lasted around an hour from launch to splashdown, although it almost didn't happen after a minor hydraulic issue on the launch tower forced SpaceX to delay the previous attempt. This was the first Starship launch since October last year, and it marked the debut of the new V3 design. The upgraded version uses 3rd-generation Raptor engines that are expected to be easier to maintain and capable of faster turnaround times between launches. Even though the booster was lost and the ship exploded after landing, the test still achieved several major goals. Stage separation worked perfectly, the satellites were deployed on time, and the vehicle stayed stable even after losing an engine during ascent. Now the SpaceX teams will go through all the flight data to figure out what worked, what failed, and how to improve the next version for future missions.